Wait a minute. Iron Man asked Doctor Strange, hey, what happens, bro? How do we win this? It's 14 million ways. What happens? Doctor Strange looked this man in his eye and said, if I tell you, it won't happen. Dog, Doctor Strange's mom was like, you about to die, dog. That's so messed up, bro. Iron Man would have been like, oh no, that's so messed up. But it's funny, bro. It's funny. Endgame, Avengers Endgame, reacting to Endgame, yo. This is crazy. 11 years, my man Iron Man gone. My man Captain America gone. Crazy. It's I was thinking about like the future, right? I was thinking about like what happens. You know, Captain America went back in the past and lived his life. What are the repercussions of that? That could change so much up, man. Alternate realities, alternate dimensions. What's up with this after credit scene when you hear the metal? Is Iron Man being created? What's going on? You know, he got a kid, he got a family. It's crazy. I gotta see the movie again though, cause when I saw it in the drive-in last night, right? And my life is hilarious. Driving, I got my car, it's raining, I got my heat on and everything, you know, the windshield wipers going, my battery died. So, like, it's raining all over my car, and then you got this fogging up, cause it's Michigan, it ain't hot, you know. So I gotta see the movie again, but what I saw was really dope, man. Professor Hulk is my dude. That dude had me cracking up because it was just hilarious. He was a person. It was hilarious, dog. Thor was a drunk, and first of all, that beginning was something else. They went up. They pulled up on Thanos. Said, motherfucker, like, dog, you think you won? No, Thanos was calm and collected. It was crazy. He was going up them stairs, though. He was hurt. I'm like, oh, snap. Thanos is really, really messed up, right? And they pulled up in that boy like, hey, boy, what you doing? You know what you doing? You know what you did, bro? And Thanos is like, hey, I am inevitable. I am the best. Thor said, shut that shut that mess up. It was hilarious. Cut his head off. I ain't for the head that time. Then Thor was a drunk. Thor lost his whole body in 5 years. This drunk dude. He ain't combing his hair all matted, looking just like a dirty, nasty rascal. Dog, wait a minute. How you gonna start New Asgard and then it just go to hell, you know? But I get it, you know, you a murderer and it took a toll on you, and you feel like you lost everything. That was dope. I really, really dug that. Iron Man had a child. He was married to Pepper, and he didn't want to leave because of him being married, but he knows that, you know, he gotta save the world. He gotta try again. He gotta bring back Peter. That's something interesting I've been thinking about, like this whole Peter Iron Man relationship. Like, I knew Iron Man was gonna be his father figure, and that's a video I made way before Civil War even came out. You can check my channel for that. Like, I knew they were gonna go that route, but it's kind of weird. Like, the Uncle Ben thing I feel like has been pushed away. Like, they're not tapping into the Uncle Ben thing, and that's the reason why he became Spider-Man. Like, and we don't know because Far From Home isn't here, and I hope that they do the Uncle Ben tragedy and now Iron Man. It's like Peter Parker can't have a male figure in his life, which could be something to play with, growing up without an actual male figure. But then it looks like it's probably gonna be Happy Hogan. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be, I don't know. But I kind of want them to lean more into the Uncle Ben realm. And I don't know if that means that they have a flashback. I don't know what that means necessarily, but I want them to lean into that more. Like Tony Stark is dead, but leaning to Uncle Ben. My man Cap, bro. My man Captain, he gone. Dog, I knew it was gonna happen, bro. I knew. I was like, they gonna send him back in the past. They gotta send him back in the past. He gotta live his life. But that could change so much. And wait, from the rules of this movie, do we know that changes things? Because if that changes things, remember they went to all the incidents in which they had Infinity Stones, you know, and they changed things. So in the present or in the future, because it's 5 years, are things radically different? Or is it just alternate realities? I don't know where they're gonna go with that. But that's a really interesting aspect, a really interesting thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy were alright. I didn't really care about, Rocket Raccoon is my guy. I love Rocket. Hawkeye, my guy. That beginning sequence, dog. That beginning sequence was fire. Y'all saw that when he teaching his daughter, and they just vanished. That was dope. I was like, oh yeah. Way to set a tone. It was dope, dog. I dug it. That ending battle too, when everybody was like, rah, rah. I was sitting there like, oh, blurry screen and I can't see nothing. But I was sitting there looking at the screen like it was crazy. That had me. I was freaking out. I was like, oh, okay. It was, dog, I'm telling you. The movie was so dope. It was so dope. Why they killed Black Widow? They killed Natasha. Threw her off the thing. She gone. Gamora's still gone. They actually gone? Really? Are they gone? They was talking about having a Black Widow movie. I don't know. The Black Widow movie gonna be a prequel? I don't know, because then there was some rumors talking about Black Widow movies gonna have Emma Watson in it, and she gonna be the villain or something. Emma Watson? Hermione? Ooh. But it was just dope, man. It was a dope film. Hats off to the Joe and Anthony Russo. Hats off to Disney, Marvel. Hats off to Kevin Feige. Hats off, man. It was a dope conclusion. Now, this is my thing. This is my hope, right? I hope that now, because we got to this point, that they don't continue to tread the same ground, meaning that they don't do this same formulaic thing where it's like, okay, we've got another 10 years and then we have our big event. Like, no, don't do that. Let's change it up a bit. Maybe if that means the end of phase 4, it's a huge event and it's a bigger event than even Infinity War and Endgame, but it's a bigger event, meaning there are more stakes, but it doesn't have to be on this grandiose scale. Example, what I've been talking about, and I'm gonna make videos about this, imagine you have Norman Osborn is the next threat, or they'll probably go to the route of they're gonna have Doctor Doom, right? Doctor Doom is the next threat, and it be this world event that actually has stakes from the framework of we as the audience understand the perspective. So I can't really give an analogy for Doctor Doom, but I could give a story with Doctor Doom and Norman Osborn perhaps. What if we actually have that conflict of, look at what these heroes have done. If it weren't for these heroes, there wouldn't have been the Infinity Stones, Thanos coming, and all of that, right? Sure, they saved the day, but there's a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. Or perhaps you go the route of the mutants now. Mutants are created, and there's so much chaos because mutants they aren't heroes. They're just people that have powers, people with certain abilities, right? So that means if I'm a robber and I'm a mutant, I'm about to rob some shit and I got powers, right? You know what I'm saying? So now there becomes this larger thing of people have powers and people are doing things. People are there are people with powers, the people without powers. And just because you have powers doesn't mean you're a good guy, Then you go the route of Norman Osborn pushing this legislator and being for the people, not necessarily being evil, but saying that, people with powers need to be registered. There needs to be some account, because this is not fair for those without. And then the argument of, well, it's not fair for those that have powers to have to register. Why do I have to register? Because I have powers. And it starts that conversation, that dialogue. Then you bring in the discrimination aspect of it, of mutants, no mutants, we don't like mutants. Have Norman Osborn be one of the front runners, maybe in the middle. Then you introduce J. Jonah Jameson. He's the mayor of the city or whatever. He's pushing this propaganda of mutants are bad, Spider-Man is bad, da 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 da. And it starts this whole thing where, like, now you have the people with powers going against the people without powers. And the people without powers are Norman Osborn and things like, they have technology and things like that, other villains per se, but they're not villains, they're just standing for this certain thing, and it's this dichotomy of mutants versus mutants, people that aren't mutants, and then the Avengers are somehow within there. And that's just an idea of where to go next. Let's not continue the building of storytelling, but let's not have it. Well, wait till you thought this was crazy. Let me tell you, wait till 10 years from now. That's dog. Let's wait till 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Wait till Spider-Man. Wait till this. Wait till that. The Disney streaming services. Let's incorporate some big things on there. Let's do some crazy big things, and let's not have it spanned out, because you got my attention now. And people were saying that the superhero bubble is it only gets so big until it'll eventually pop. And I don't disagree, but I don't agree. However, I do think that you can't do the same thing and expect the same amount of success, because people are invested and they're like, Endgame is the end, and yay, I don't know if Spider-Man Far From Home will receive the amount of financial acclaim that it could, but there needs to be a different approach. There just needs to be a different approach now. You can't just span out 10 movies. 10 years from now, it's about to be even bigger. Now you gotta go bigger but smaller and go quicker, right? You gotta within the next 2-3 years, we need to have another film that's introducing some big concepts. But it doesn't have to be on this universal scale. It just needs to be big within the framework of the story. And when I'm talking about mutants versus whatever, introduce the mutants, all that, that's some big stuff. Introduce Dr. Xavier, Magneto, Magneto standing up, we ain't doing that ish. Introduce Fantastic Four, introduce all this stuff. We're trying to find out what's out in the universe that's giving people powers. Now, they're mutants. No, they're not. There's so much that could go on, the dichotomy within the storytelling, but you can't do the same thing. Don't do the same thing. That's it. What y'all think of Endgame? This is just a reaction, not a review. This is a reaction. What did y'all think of Avengers Endgame? I'm graduating from college, so let me tell y'all what that means. Your boy about to be doing his thing. Anyway, y'all, Venom 2 Million. What'd y'all think of Endgame? Did you like it? Did you not? I did. I thought it was a dope movie. Will I do a review? Maybe so. Maybe I do a live stream talking about it. Venom 2 Million. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Peace out. Peace. Endgame, boy. That boy said, he said, if I tell you, it won't happen. Mother, you gonna die.